Hey, it's Mike. I'm back. I'm ready to do some more Krishna stuff. Let's see. I got my sound is working, my camera's working, everything's looking good. And what do we got? We got Dahlia Roberts. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Glad to see you here. Um, Williams Auto proof. Yeah, we'll get to that. What is this? No, you know, dude, you're wrong. Prabhupada was teaching child marriage in 1977 to his disciples. In fact, he married a 12-year-old girl to a 19-year-old man in 1977. So just stop with the bullshit. I don't want to get on with this stuff about customary practice in some traditional Indian. He was teaching it to his disciples in 1977. He married a 12-year-old girl to a 19-year-old man. Now, fucking look it up if you don't understand. It's in the Veda base. You know what a Veda base is? It's this thing. Where is it? There. You go here. Just go here and look it up, you fucking idiot. Tired of you fucking dicks. You fucking pedophiles. You want to promote this shit. You want to come in here and you want to promote this shit. Well, fuck you, William Zada, you fucking pedophile. Hey, fake human, how you doing? Good to see you. So go fucking do some research, you fucking idiot, before you come in here and start talking shit. Hey, what's going on? How you doing, man? No, I already got a fucking idiot in here talking shit. Trying to promote this pedophilia shit. Trying to promote child marriage and pedophilia and Prabhupada and all this fucking child marriage. I haven't even started and he's already in here with his shit. Already in here with his shit. Hey, Jenna Morton, you see how these pedophiles are? They can't wait. They can't wait to promote their fucking pedophile cult. And I'm going to get into it right now in just a moment. And Weird Planet, good to see you. How you doing? I don't even, it doesn't even matter what Prabhupada did. He was teaching it to his disciples in 1977. He told them to marry the 12-year-old girl to the 19-year-old man. And now these fuckers want to pretend like that never happened. They want to pretend like it never happened. But if they go here, they can see it. They can look it up and they can see it. The fuck is wrong with these people? I tell you, man, something is fucking wrong with these people. They couldn't wait to come in here and defend pedophilia and defend Prabhupada. Doesn't even know that in 1977, Prabhupada married a 12-year-old girl to a 19-year-old man. Oh, fuck you. Hey, Snoggle, how you doing? Good to see you here. Yeah, I'm just getting started, but I'm already having to deal with these pedophiles coming in here and spreading their pedophile shit. It's like I can't even get started without their child marriage and their pedophilia. I can't. Let me just get into the opening because these people fucking disgust me.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, thanks for sticking that out. So Snoggles here. I didn't see Eliana here. Jai Kajur going wild is here. Good to see you. fucking piss me off, man. I can't even start my own live stream without having to defend without these pedophiles defending child marriage and defending Prabhupada with his 11-year-old wife. I can't even get started, and I already got this fucking asshole in here trying to tell me that that's okay. I don't give a fuck when it happened. I don't care when it happened, and I don't care the Indian culture. It's not okay. These people are they're fucking dense. You know, cannibals in the forest, they're eating people. Does that make it okay? It's part of their culture, eating people's brains, and killing the guy that's sitting next to you and is chomping on his arm. It's their culture. So should we all do it because it's their culture? Is that what you're saying? Are you that fucking stupid? Yeah, these people can't think. They're goddamn stupid. Fake human running after that kiwi. Good to see you. Good to see you. Snot Anand. And you know, and they don't want to debate. They don't want to face the facts. They don't want to face the facts that it's fucking wrong. They want to defend it. They want to fucking defend it. Yeah, I know, because it just, I'm trying to read it, and it's like, Ajay Jurgen Wilden, and even though I say it every time, it's the same thing every time. Yeah, this guy AJ. Okay, AJ. It's funny. So let me just start off. You know, let me get that fucking idiot, fucking pedophile shit out of here. I'm on Blue Sky. I never post on there, but I'm on Blue Sky, and a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago, I was talking with a friend of mine here in town, and he was telling me, and I was telling him about my channel and how my channel has taken off since last time I talked to him about it. You know, last time I talked to him about it, I was just starting out. And he was like, wow, really, you're live streaming? And I was like, yeah, I'm live streaming. I'm doing it like almost like, you know, a couple times a week. You know, this was a while ago, right? I just never really mentioned it to him. So now I mentioned it to him. I was like, hey, you know, my channel, I got an audience now. People come in and they participate. It's like a whole thing going on. I said, my subscribers, you know, going up, and my views are going up. And he was like, wow, that's really great. You know, he was all excited for me because he does video, and he's got his own thing going on. So, and he knows that I do the Krishna Cult thing. He knows that. So he was like, wow, that's really great. It's you know, that's good. That's good. And he gave me some suggestions because he's all into the social media and promoting his stuff. And I'm not. I'm not. I don't do that at all. But he's telling me, hey, are you, you know, you should post your stuff in these groups, these Facebook groups and these other social media groups to drive traffic to your cult thing. Like you can post your links to cult groups. Right? Groups that have things to do with cults and like occult and new age stuff. Hey, Travis, good to see you. Yeah, okay. So I forget what I was talking about because I'm getting old. So he's telling me I should post. So he said, you know, you should post in a couple Facebook groups, which I did. Hey, Rafael, good to see you. And so I posted a thumbnail and a link in a couple Facebook groups that have to do with like cults and you know, cult stuff, UFOs and cults and things like that. So I did. And then I also posted to Blue Sky. And like I said, I don't post on Blue Sky, but I posted, and somebody, I've been locked out of Blue Sky because I had my password and all this crap. But somebody's been posting my stuff, links to all these videos in Blue Sky. Somebody's is let me see if I can show you. They're posting my thumbnails and the actual YouTube links to my videos in there. One of them is called Parental Network, and this is what Parental Network says. So all you cult people out there, all you Hare Krishnas out there, you people in Gora Hari's chat, you people in Gora Hari's Zoom, mental hospital, whatever you want to call it. This is what this Parental Network says. This is Parental Network on Blue Sky, and it says blessings. It's got the little hands. It's like blessings for so many testimonials, for so many testimonies of Exeters. Hare Krishna is a well-known and documented pedocriminal sectarianism, probably among the worst sect. I visited their amazingly huge temple in Houston, all handmade, and it had obviously a big school for the children of the devotees. And then the other one that's posting my videos is this account called Cult Podcasts, and they've been reposting a bunch of my videos here. So all you Gora Hari and other Hare Krishnas out there that don't know what's going on, even the cult people have picked up. So some of these cult people have picked up on what I'm doing, and these streams, and they're posting them and thanking me for doing this and creating this platform. So it's not just me. It's not just me. It's the word is getting out, as it should be, as it should. And I want to thank all of you guys. You know, all of you guys that have made this what it is. You really have. Jenna and AJ and Rafael and Fake Human and Snoggle and Travis and everybody. Thank you for doing this with me. It's been great. And Weird Planet and everybody. I want to thank you on Dahlia Roberts and Eliana and everybody. So word's getting out. It's great that's happening, and it's really good. It's really good. And Don Peters and Don Peterson. It's great. Okay, so that's kind of exciting. Let me see where I of course we're going to do the magical mystery story, but I have a couple things I wanted to get before that. I don't know if I I just want to play this. I don't know if I played this last night. I don't think I did. I think I meant to and I didn't. So let me get this going. And of course it's Knitting Cult Lady. And here she comes. Let's see.
Yes, I am a survivor of childhood molestation and rape and systematic exploitation. That is part of what comes for most of us growing up in a pedophile cult. However, I'm not surprised that the FBI can't figure out how to charge a child brothel because they don't want to, because this is a patriarchy. There's a reason they're going to end up going after people for paperwork. There's a reason that the only person serving time in America over this right now is a woman. And that is because it is a patriarchy and they don't want to. But also this, it's interesting to me that all of the American outrage is, in my opinion, performatively, let's go punish the guys who did it. And nobody, not one person, is, let's take care of the children that it happened to. Let's take care of the children that it's still happening to. What a matriarchy would do first is make sure the victims were okay. Yeah, and someone came to my channel to be like, in my state, we just passed a thing where we could execute pedophiles. First of all, if you don't know that that is going to just be abused against minorities and people of color, I don't know what to tell you. And second of all, I don't believe in executing people ever. It doesn't help anything. And third of all, we still don't care about the children it happened to. Oh, we're going to go execute them. No, you're not. It's going to be used incorrectly. You're not going to do anything. You can't even have a conversation with your uncle about not being creepy. You can't even have a hard conversation with your dad about how spanking was sexual abuse. You think you're going to execute pedophiles? You think we're going to have some big round of justice in this country? No, we're not. The Children of God pedophile cult performed twice at the White House. Nobody cares about raping children. Nobody. They're going to get them for paperwork and money, if for anything. Nobody cares in a patriarchy. Children are the most oppressed class. And people like to focus on, why is it always sexual abuse of children? It's exploitation of children. Children are the easiest to exploit. If we go after child labor laws, if we go after rights for children, all of that is going to help put a stop to this, not executing pedophiles. I'm Daniela, someone who lives.
And let me just say, I don't know, my computer is acting a little funny today. Okay, so let me just say, maybe maybe that'll happen. That'll be cool. I know there's that whole controversy that we've never even touched on that. Like, Bhakti Siddhanta was not really in the parampara. Bhakti Siddhanta was not really. There's a whole controversy over that. It's. But I want to get back to this thing where Gaurahari's people, and not just Gaurahari's people. This goes for all of ISKCON. Gaurahari's people are the same as anybody else in ISKCON. We all know that. But Gaurahari's people are coming in here. So they come in here, and the first thing they want to do is they want to defend Prabhupada, and they want to minimize what Prabhupada did, and they don't care at all about any of the children that have been harmed due to this. It's just defend Prabhupada. Defend Prabhupada, defend child marriage. It's like they don't care that little girls were married. They're like, well, that's the culture. Well, you know what? It damaged a lot of these little girls it's not their culture. They were born in Los Angeles. They were born in New Orleans. They were born in Florida. They weren't born in friggin' India. And it was 1980. 1982. What the fuck are you talking about? These little girls getting married off to these grown men. They want to act like this happened. This was 100 years ago. It wasn't. It was happening in ISKCON. You know that ISKCON, that the GBC passed some kind of resolution in 1977 saying that girls had to wait until they were 16. Why do you think they had to do that? Because they were marrying them under 16. They had to pass a rule saying because you can't. What the fuck? And they don't want to talk about all the kids that were harmed, all the girls that were harmed, all the girls that were married. They don't want to talk about it. They want to talk about Prabhupada and how it was Vedic and how it was this and how it was that. Fuck the kids. They don't ever talk about the kids and how the kids suffered and how Prabhupada created these schools. He had no business creating a school. Who the fuck was he thinking he could create a school and put a bunch of little toddlers in a school and put these friggin' he really thought that he could take these people, just like Gaurahari. He thought he could take these people and turn them into these pure devotees that were going to care for these kids. No, these people were friggin' raping these kids, torturing them, beating them, smacking them, treating them like shit. Mistreating them like you wouldn't believe. How the fuck did that happen if Prabhupada is this pure devotee and everything? Explain that to me. I mean, come on. You're so busy defending him, but you can't explain how all this shit went south. Oh, he's a pure devotee, he's this and that. Well, how come everything's so fucked up when he was here? Don't blame it on these gurus. Why was it fucked up when he was here? It's fucking insanity. I'm getting behind. Hey, taking diksha from a photo. Who gave Bhakti Siddhanta? Who authorized him to be a guru? Who ordered him? Who ordered him or authorized him? I mean, just tell me who. And I mean, if I don't believe in these rules, but if you want to play by your rules, are you playing by your own rules? That's what, right? I mean, doesn't that make sense? Like, I don't believe in all this stuff anymore, but you do. So since you believe in it, are you playing by the rules? Can we just take initiation from a dream? Can we dream? Can we dream it and make it real? Can we take a picture? Can I take a photograph? Why can't I? Why can't I take a photograph? I mean, Kapindra Swami did. Kapindra Swami took he took sannyas from a photograph of a painting of Prabhupada or whatever the frig, and Ritvik said, sure, no problem. I mean, this is making it good enough. Good enough for me. Gaurahari is good enough for me. Gaurahari to me is no different than this fucking David Koresh or any of these other friggin' David Koresh or the Hail Bop guy. Just because you only got 6 or 7 guys in your Zoom meeting doesn't mean you ain't got them brainwashed. You got them brainwashed into thinking that you're friggin' anything you say comes out of your anus mouth is friggin' whatever. It is. It's all the same shit. It's all the same child marriage and defending that crap and Vedic this and Vedic that. And they don't even know what Vedic is. I saw Gaurahari today for a bit. You're the worst operati ever. Prabhupada is said a light of the universe. Lalita was extra jovial since she defended her guru publicly. Yes. I don't know. I was in there today a couple times. I just happened to to go in there and he was talking about me. And he wouldn't shut up about it. He just kept talking about me. So then I started talking back. They don't have anything to say about all these little girls, all these women that come out with their stories. Gaurahari doesn't want to talk about it either. Because it all goes back to Prabhupada. They made up his diksha. He was rejected by his dad, Bhakti Siddhanta. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then if you want to play by your rules, I'm actually in the parampara. I guess most of us are. I guess a lot of us got initiated. I was initiated by Yashodanandan Swami as a Ritvik. Yashodanandan knows how to do it. He knows what he's doing. Gaurahari can't do it. Gaurahari can't light a campfire. So if you want to play by your rules, I miss that. I miss that great thing, but well, let's get right to it. I'm done ranting and raving I'm going to rant and rave some more, of course. That's all I do. But let's do this. Let's get started. Actually, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. I don't know if you've ever heard this. This is old. This is like from the 90s. But it's pretty funny. I heard it when I was a devotee. And I thought it was, I just thought it was funny. But I wanted to share it with you. It's maybe some of you have heard it. I don't know. Let's do this. My computer.
Hey man, I'm joining a religious cult.
Now that's ridiculous.
Well, I'm joining it, so you gotta sign up too.
What are you talking about?
Hey, don't fuck me on this, man. Just sign up.
No, I'm not gonna join a cult.
I can't believe you're pulling this shit on me after Monday night.
What?
I wanted to watch Monday Night Football, and you wanted to watch that other show, and we watched your show. I did that for you.
Yeah, well, you kept flipping back to the game.
I wanted to see the fucking score! What do you gotta do that's so fucking important? You can't join the religious cult with me!
Well, I was gonna go sunbathing.
Oh boy, no, I don't think you should do that because this guy Russell, he's the leader guy of the cult. He was rambling on during one of his speeches about the sun being bad. Like the beast can't come out because the sun's too bright and it hurts his eyes or something. You show up all sunburned, that guy's gonna be pissed at you and me.
Well, I'm not in the cult, so I don't have to worry about pissing the leader guy off.
Look, I'm starting to believe in some of the stuff the cult guy's been saying. Some of it makes a lot of sense.
Well, good, but I don't want to join the cult. I can still hang out, I just won't be in it with you.
The point is, I'm not gonna have time to hang out with you because I'm gonna be fucking busy with this fucking cult.
So I'll visit on weekends. We'll work it out.
No, the weekends are like the busiest time. That's when we go to flea markets and fucking malls and talk people into joining, man.
Can I just join for a little while? I told my dad I'd visit him in Florida in 3 weeks.
You'll ask them, but we gotta join now.
Well, what's the hurry?
There's a girl I wanna meet there! What the fuck's your problem?
Well, I mean, I don't really have to believe in this stuff, do I?
No, just fucking tell everybody you believe in this shit. When they say the sun sucks, go, yeah, fuck the sun, I fucking hate it too. Long live the fucking beast.
I don't know, man. This is crazy.
Look, they're gonna give you clothes, they're gonna give you a free haircut, you're gonna get food.
It's not gonna be one of those weird haircuts, is it?
It's gonna be a haircut, alright? You said you need a haircut, they're gonna fucking cut your hair. You're going in saving $12, just fucking do it!
You think the hot girl has a friend for me?
Probably, I don't, and if she doesn't, she'll go out and recruit one for you.
Well, all right. But hey, if I don't like it, I'm gonna escape, man.
Okay, that's up to you. 3 weeks later.
The night time is the right time. The night time is the right time. The night time is the right time.
Hey, buddy, are you glad you did this?
Oh, this is the best thing I ever did. Thank you.
And you're not mad at them making you kill your father, are you?
You know, it's like they said. It was the only way to save him.
You're a good guy.
You're a better one.
The night time is the right time. All right. The night time is the right time. The night time is the right time.
There you go. There's your join a cult, joining a religious cult, and boy does that ring true. I mean, that is like so so hilarious. So none of you have heard that, huh? None of you have heard that. That's pretty good. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's a good one. That's good. So so we did that. We did knitting cult lady. We did that. We did joining the cult. And now it's time for... All right. Hey, as the Loka turns, so as some of you may have heard, Gor Hari's been talking about me a lot. And I guess, he sent his people in there. Just like he said, I sent you guys in there. His people came in, and Lolita came in, but anyway, he's been talking about me, and so this is what this was the first thing that I saw today, and it was interesting, and this is way before, and I just, because he pops up on my feed, so I I just click in to see what's going on, and this is what was going on, and this was early today, early for me, because today it's nighttime for me, so this was earlier in the day for me. And I don't know why my computer is doing this.
You need to follow the process. The process is in the book. I just call people's attention to the process that I see in the book from this kind of worship. There's the devotee Bhagavat and the book Bhagavat. If you hear the book Bhagavat from the devotee Bhagavat, who's clear from their kind of worship, in this ecstatic worship, it clears the delusions away, the illusions, this, and then when you look at the scriptures, you see what's actually there. Okay, but unfortunately, when Prabhupada brought these books, fortunate for us actually, but
so I just want to interject here for a minute. Hey Ghana, good to see you. Yeah, this idiot doesn't know what he's talking about. Those of us that have been in ISKCON, even if you were only in it for 6 months, we've all heard this. We've all heard this. He is not saying anything that nobody has heard. I would listen to these. I would hear these lectures from Yashoda Nandan. I mean, I can't even tell you. And Raphael's heard so much from Bhakti Vikash and Indra Yumna and everybody. We've all heard this stuff. Yeah, I've heard so much of this stuff, and not just from Yashoda, but I've heard so many. I've heard, I've heard so many. I had dinner with Tamal Krishna, and just I've been around. I've heard like Raphael, I wasn't, Indra Yumna's servant or Bhakti Vikai, but I was with Yashoda Nana, but we've heard this. He's not saying anything. He's not saying anything that we haven't heard before, that nobody's heard before. Now I haven't heard that before. That's something I have not heard, but I don't know what to say about that. Yeah, I know. Bhaktivinoda invented his own yoga. He wrote his own books. I think he wrote a lot. It's just yeah. They're just making it up, and then they want to act like there's some tradition. Like there's what 5,000-year-old tradition. These guys made this shit up. Chaitanya 500 years ago, and Bhaktisiddhanta Bhaktivinoda making this shit up in the 1800s, late 1800s. What are you talking about? 5,000-year tradition. But anyway, let's get back to the Lokaturns. I want to get back. I want to get back to this.
Fortunately, the leaders were not at the stage where they were actual devotee Bhagavats. See, a devotee Bhagavat has to fit, has to be that verse. They have to be worshiping the Lord with prema, this ecstasy. And then they have the right understanding and take on the scriptures.
He wants you to think that he's got the right take on. Look at him, then there in his I don't know, his hard rock T-shirt, and and he wants you to think that he's the ultimate super white Hindu, not these ISKCON guys, not these guys in India, not any of these guys. It's him, this guy. He's got the correct understanding. This is such a joke. But anyway, again, I want to get back. I get it.
So that was his only real problem, is he was associating with persons who were imitating that position. and that is normal. And actually, that's why religion is because the leaders are not perfect in religion. And perfect in religion is not what people think. Perfected in religion is to have that Lord awakened in your heart, the transcendental Lord. And then you take it from there together. Then you worship the Lord. This spontaneous love awakens more and more and more, and clears away the cobwebs. And now you're making significant spiritual advancement. That's what we're doing here. Okay? But people don't even know. He doesn't even know that what is the result of following the Hare Krishna movement. People don't, they're not clear about it. He's not clear about
What
it.
in God's holy name are you
It's what we're
blathering about?
doing. Isn't that what, our Hare Krishna movement started? It started 550 years ago, mainly. It was revived by Lord Chaitanya. He said, okay, this is the real Hare Krishna movement. Here, take this potency and develop it. Yeah. Develop it by watering this worship with hearing, chanting, remembering, in association with devotees. Well, back then there were more who are actually, on that level.
Actually, actually, I'm sure Rafael will agree with me. Is there something wrong with my mic? Is there something wrong with my mic? Hey, Lochan, good to see you, man. Hey, good to see you. I hope I'm not muted. Everything looks good on my end. That this guy talks, when this guy talks, he's not saying anything deeper than what I mean. Indra Yumna Swami and Bhakti Vikas Swami and Yashodanandan Swami could definitely talk about more things and carry a much deeper lecture than this guy. And I don't understand what makes him think that he's got such potency. What it is about him that makes him think that he's got he's this great speaker or this great anything.
Raganuga level and alone. So just do that, and everything will be well in your life. Everything will be progressive. Okay? Well, he didn't get that opportunity, so therefore he turned on the movement and said it's all bad. And I'm here to say, no, the process works. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, you got to follow the process. So, oh man, what happened here? Okay, here we go. Transcendental knowledge. Okay? This is chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita, transcendental knowledge. How do you get that? Well, obviously, if a person's worshiping the Lord in loving ecstasy, according to Bhagavad Gita 10:10, then they get transcendental knowledge, like that verse says, 10:10. I give them transcendental knowledge. So where would I get it if I don't worship like that? Well, that's the spiritual master principle. You get it from them. Okay? So Prabhupada teaches from the Vedas. He said the real spiritual master is a Vaimedium. Okay? Vaimedium means Krishna speaks through them. See? When God, the real spiritual master who the Lord is preaching through, Lord Krishna. But Prabhupada was honest. He said, oh, by the way, Chaitanya Charitamrita teaching is postgraduate. It wasn't for him. He just wrote the books down. He knew somebody would come along and preach that. See? Because without it, you can't really understand the depth of the scriptures. You cannot really fully get rid of your problems and anxieties. You cannot become whole. See, Bhakti Lata Bij is the seed of devotion.
Yeah, you know, Fernando's lost. Yeah, Fernando's asleep. Fernando's asleep. I know. That's how I feel. That's how I feel, Don. Absolutely. Indra Yumna always printing his class ahead like a sermon. Ghostananda never prepares for class. He speaks directly, very advanced. But yeah, you know, Yashodananda would just give a class. He would just like, we'd sit out, we'd have a program, and we'd have a prasadam, or before prasadam, we'd have kirtan, and then we'd sit down, and Yashoda would just start. We'd read. He'd read a verse, and the purport, and then he would just start talking about it, and he would, and he could go on for a while, and he'd have all these verses, and in this Purana it says this, and in this Purana it says that, and he did it all off the top of his head, and it was always, you know, it was interesting. It was, you know, it was like sitting in a ISKCON class, right? I was probably similar to listening to Bhakti Vikash Swami talk or Indra Yumna Swami talk. But this guy is like nothing. This guy's like nothing.
Okay? It brings the person to the point very quickly to self-realization, where now you're a whole person. The love of God, the true Lord, not just this speculation on loving God and what that is, and anthropomorphizing our human love on God and saying that's love of God. No. Spontaneous devotional love of God. It's a gift. It's real mercy. He instructed it first to somebody. To them. Get that instruction. Honorary entrance into this teaching. Whether you've studied the Vedas or you did anything spiritual or not, if you come here and you listen, you can enter the class. Okay. So, Madhavendra Puri, there's a story in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he's developing this every day. He's chanting how? Like this, in ecstasy to him. And says, because.
Well, again, I apologize. Again, when it was live, I thought I had it queued up, because he just starts going off on me, and again, it's just more of the same crap. And then later on, so that was earlier in the day, and I was just like, wow, you guys talking. And I stopped. I didn't want to hear. I wanted to play it live with you guys to hear what he was talking about, because I said, oh, he's talking about me. He was like, that guy Mike this and that guy Mike that. He was going on, and I just stopped the video. But now, of course, evidently, I can't find that spot where it was. But then I went on with my day. I had things to do today, and I went on with my day. And when I came back, and I started to go, oh, I'm going to do this live stream tonight about this magical mystery story, because I saw that there was a new story to talk about. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I started to make the thumbnail. I started to get that ready, and then I was like, okay, what else am I going to talk about? And I'm on YouTube. I got my feed going. I'm kind of looking through stuff to see what I'm going to do, what we're going to talk about. And I see that he's live again, and it looks like it's a different thing going on. And I was like, what is this guy doing? And I went in there, and they're having this big discussion about us, about all of us. They're talking about he's talking about when Lolita Ganga came in and was talking, and then she said fuck you or something to Eliana, and I told her, hey, fuck you. You don't get to cuss. You don't get to cuss at my people. You don't get to come in here and cut. Well, he he said that he was watching that he was in here, and he saw that happen. He said, I didn't like it when Mike was talking to Lolita like that. It was really making me angry. And so then that's when I started talking to him. I was like, so I don't care you're angry. Who are you? You're just some fraud, fake guru. And then they started talking about Prabhupada again, and defending Prabhupada again. And I told him, and I was talking to him for a while. I was telling him, go ahead, come into my channel. I don't care. I mean, I'm just telling people that you're like David Koresh, Charlie Manson. You're just another cult leader. You think you're friggin' white super Hindu Jesus. That's it. I'm done with you. I'm done. Who the fuck is he to get angry? I know. That's what I was. I know. That's why I was going back and forth. I was just like, dude, you're so arrogant. You're such a friggin'. You're this self-proclaimed guru who's harming these people. Is like. In my mind, to me, he's no different than David Koresh or any of these other friggin' cult leaders, and it's my opportunity. I mean, how often does a cult expert get to actually challenge a friggin' cult leader? So I was like, okay, I don't care. What the hell, Guru could work for the FBI. If any criminal refuses to give the name of his boss, then Guru comes and talking to a suspect for 3 hours straight. And he is just like, and he wants to, I wanted to go over it with you, what he was saying about me, because I thought you guys would want to hear it. But then what happened is I went to the Reddit, and I guess Eliana was watching the whole thing, and she had screenshot and posted in the Reddit that he was online talking shit about me. So it was. I know. You got to listen to him. You got. We got to listen to this guy. It's. Yeah, I mean, he's controlling all of them. He's controlling all of them. So what I was saying was, and so I was commenting as he was talking about Prabhupada, and because they kept going on about Prabhupada and an 11-year-old and cultural this and so much crap. And I was just saying, hey, you got, this guy over here. Oh, this one guy they were talking about how offensive I am, and I'm this, and I'm a demon. And he was talking about I'm a blasphemer, and you know what to do with blasphemers. I mean, he was going on. I mean, it was a full-on like GBC type rant. It was pretty funny. But I want to move on. I want to get to the magical mystery story. So let's do this. Here we go. There we go. I'm having problems with my computer. I guess I need to do something. We got this guy. We got From Raves to Temple, a powerful Hare Krishna transformation. It's a transformation, everybody. He transformed. Look at him. He transformed from a normal person into a pedophile cult member. Lolita is unfortunately most likely lost cause. Her body language is that of a fanatical nun. I've seen a lot back in Poland. She's like she is his skinny white woman, I guess. That's what she is. So let me get on screen here. I got to be available. I got to be available for this one. I got to hear this one. This is. Well, she come. Oh, and he was telling her. He was also telling them. He was telling them best that you don't go in there, because if you go in there, you know, it's bad association or whatever. You know, this the typical brainwash cult. And I said, yeah, if you come in here, you're going to get deprogrammed. You don't want to come in. You're not going to want to come into the cult expert chat where everybody's been in the cult, trying to get out of the cult. Are you nuts? You better, if you want to get deprogrammed, you're like, come on in, come on in. I mean, Lochan, Aviator Lochan. I mean, you know, he's seeing the light. I think he's seeing the light. Okay, so let's listen. So now we're going to listen to this guy tell his magical mystery story, how he got brainwashed into the cult.
Hare Krishna, my name is Vayu Das, and well, to start with, I was born in many years ago in Montenegro, and yeah, well, from my birth, I was kind of born as a seeker. I liked to know as a child. Okay, well,
yeah, he was seeking out his mom. He was looking like, Mom, I'm hungry. Change my diaper. That's what he was. That's what he was seeking. He's like, where's my rattle? Ever since I was born, I was seeking out. I was seeking out something. Yeah, I know. This is the cult. This is the cult. These guys are all in ISKCON Salem. This project is huge. They're building a huge temple there. He's got all these. He's bringing all of these guys into his little cult. Into his little cult, so they can build his temple, work his farm, do his whole thing. It's disgusting. Yeah, I mean, let me go back here a little bit. Here, I want to go back.
I was kind of born as a seeker. I liked to know as a child. Okay, well, I would look into the sky and think that, okay, well, most probably this, whatever I see looks wonderful. It's not what they teach me in school, you know, like Big Bang theory and other stuff. I never believed in that, really. But then, okay, I was growing up in Montenegro. Well, that time, prosperous country materially, but not really a ray of hope spiritually. But anyways, so I went through school and studied, and I did work as a journalist. And anyway, as I grew up, I turned, because no one ever answered me my burning questions. So I became nihilistic. And then that led me to really life of debauchery. I was like party person.
No one told me. No one told me I could become a 12-year-old girl and go back to Godhead. Oh, where'd it happen? No one told me I could become a 12-year-old girl and go back to the cow planet and have sex with Krishna. So since I didn't have that information, I didn't know that, and I didn't know what to do. I became a nihilist, and I just didn't believe in anything. Because if they would have told me that I could become a 12-year-old girl and go back to the cow planet and have sex with Krishna, then that would have been different. But no one told me that, so I figured, you know, fuck life. Then I guess I don't know.
I used to take lots of intoxicants and became expert in it. So anyway, I knew actually, yes, well, this is a trial. This life is a trial. So let's see how everything goes. But I knew that at the other end, eventually, I should actually find the answers. That was somewhere there in my consciousness. There must be someone who knows. So anyway, I moved to London some 20 years ago, and
There has to be someone who knows that I can become a 12-year-old girl and go back to the cow planet. I got to find that person. You know, he's a Grahastic cult member, funky top and feminine japa bead bag. Yeah, I don't know. You think he's new? I think he's new. I think he's new to this. It says this was just posted. I think he's new to this. He doesn't get it yet. I didn't get it either. I was like a rebel too. I didn't understand, you know, the saffron and the white and yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't get it at first. You know, I thought it was hippy dippy. I really did. You know, I thought it was hippy dippy, and it didn't matter, and everything was like love and peace and everything. And so and then I realized when I actually went to Vrindavan with Radhakunda, he kind of hit me to like, hey, you know, this is the way. This is kind of the way it is, all right, buddy. If you want to wear dhoti and kurta and have bead bag and everything, this is what you. And he kind of got me on the straight and narrow, I guess you could say.
That time I was doing creative jobs, different creative jobs, and anyway, first time I came to London, I passed by Govinda's restaurant.
Uh-oh.
And ate some prasadam, and I liked the place, but I didn't know like really what's going on around. And I saw some kind of people dressed in something that looks like a bed sheet, and they would sing on the streets. Like in my perception, they would just walk bare feet, lightly dressed, like whether summer or winter. And they impressed me in many ways, and they looked happy. So I was thinking, oh, who these people are? Wow, they look happy. Okay, interesting. But I couldn't really.
So in reality, you know, in reality, we know that that's the whole point, is to send these people out there to recruit new people. So they go out, they look happy, they're all dressed, you know, and it works. It works. The Venice Beach, the Rath Yatra, the festivals, the Kirtan Fest, all of that shit works. It makes new people. It ruins people's lives. I don't know what else to say. It ruins people's lives. Sexual repression in the video. I was thinking the same thing. But I wasn't, you know, I don't, yeah, okay.
Connect that moment. That was 20 years ago. So I was thinking, okay, this is interesting. And then I carried on I was partying hardcore and like living on the edge, the bohemian lifestyle. And anyway, around 2009, I lived in one squat by Hyde Park, and there were quite many different people from many different.
Why is this channel in my recommendations? How to block this channel? You can't block this channel, but this is in your. I'll tell you why it's in your recommendations, because you're in a cult and you need to get out of the cult. That's why. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Why is this channel in my how to block this channel? You're in a cult, that's why. The algorithm is smarter than you. The algorithm knows you need to be deprogrammed and you don't.
Subcultures like punks, hippies. So some hippies that were from many European countries, mostly Portugal and maybe Spain, and they would say, oh, there's a temple down the road and you can just go there and fold your hands and tell Hare Krishna and they will feed you. And I was thinking, oh, wow, okay, so those are the guys that wear bed sheets. Okay, so let's see. So I went one day, came in front of the temple, and I've seen, very vibrant place. in fact. Okay, so I went in, entered the temple room, and I just didn't know what's going on. But then I decided I'm going to copy people, whatever they do, these Hare Krishna guys, then I'm going to do the same. So curtain opened. This is Soho Temple, London, Soho. Shri Shri Radhalandanishvara. Curtain opens. I see the deities of Shri Shri Radhalandanishvara, Jagadat Baldev Subhadra, Shri Shri Goranita and Giri Govardhan, Ki Jai. I see the deities, so I fall flat on the ground. And I see everyone falls flat on the ground. And I fell flat on the ground. And then stood up. Hands in the air, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I sang for the first time in my life. That was like 17 years ago. I sang for the first time in my life, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And, well, I felt impact immediately. I didn't know what happened, but just like I felt just that, like as my heart moved, as I fell in love with someone that I don't know. And that someone was not ordinary being. I felt like, oh, this is something great. This must be something spiritual, like religious or whatever. Okay. So I would come a few times to take prasadam.
So why would one think that? Why would one think that all of a sudden they had a spiritual event? It's nothing more than like a drum circle, but you're in that environment, you're in a spiritual place, it's a temple, there's deities there, there's flowers, there's bells. That's where spiritual things happen, right? That's, you go to the library, there's books there. You go to the zoo, there's animals there. You go to a temple, and there's God and spiritual things are happening. So people think they put it all together, and he's like, oh, I fell in love. It's like God entered my heart and all this stuff. Hey, no, that didn't happen. That's not what happened. You may be having a good time. You may have been having a good time, and you were enjoying it, and it was fun. I'm not going to say it wasn't. You were having a good time, and it was fun. But let's not get carried away. Let's not get carried away. That's all.
Devotees would be very nice to me, and anyway, asked me a few questions. But then eventually I kind of just walked away, carried on for another maybe a year, my insane life. But then I started losing taste for this kind of superficial partying, which ends up in being heavily intoxicated, under the influence of drugs and alcohol. And, well, it's not really pleasant anyway. I mean, maybe it's like...
Having second thoughts.
May feel like enjoyment, but there's...
He thought about it and he was like, well, maybe it is pretty good. He's like, maybe it's not so bad. Hey, Ann, good to see you. Good to see you here, man. Something spiritual happened. Yeah, I know. Something spiritual happened. Yeah, I got the Holy Ghost, man. I got the Holy Ghost. Yeah. You'll know when you know. When you know, then you'll know. Then you'll know.
It's a saying in English, like, king for a day, fool for a lifetime.
Yeah.
So I felt like I'm that one. So, okay, so I somehow, like, by the beginning of 2010, was just literally a new year. I was on one big rave in North London, and at that point I met a guy who became my on the party. I met a guy who became my first Kundalini teacher. So I started doing Kundalini yoga, pranayama, lots of pranayama, energetic yoga sets, and I feel like that actually I purified my body. I purged my body from intoxicants, and my yoga teacher became my best friend. So we are still good friends. Anyway, as I went through these different yoga practices, I remembered Hare Krishnas, and I remember my experience in the temple. It's just once we did some Kundalini meditation, and it was all going around this kind of lines. Okay, free your mind. If any thought comes, just let it go. But I was thinking, I remembered that moment. I remembered Krishna. I remembered Maha Mantra, and I felt like, oh, this is supposed to be actually a real thing. This is supposed to be real meditation. I felt really that samskara came out. So next day, after this, I went to the temple in Soho again. After maybe not going there for over a year, I just walked into the temple, went on the second floor, into the bookshop, bought Bhagavad Gita, opened it up, started reading, and I started crying. All questions were answered one.
Oh my goodness, he started crying. Kundalini yoga, jokers all around. I got backed up. What is this? I wanted to address this. I wanted to address this guy, and I want to address this. Let me go ahead and pause. Mike, have you ever thought about using an anonymous call-in system to get some testimonies from your regular listeners? No, but I'm not against it. I'm open to that. Absolutely. I'm totally open to that. I think it would be really cool to hear their stories. Just a thought. Absolutely. I think it'd be really good. I think it'd be therapeutic for anybody who wants to speak out, but they're afraid and they want to do it anonymously and they don't know how. I think it's good. I think everybody wants to tell their story. I just think some people don't know how to tell their story. So I'm all for it. Hey, Eliana, good to see you here. I hope your father is doing good. Absolutely, and
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
I know it's he's having a magical mystery. He's having a magical mystery story, man. He's magical mystery. He is magic. Do it. Yeah, yeah. He is on a journey. He's on a journey. And like the typical story. It's the like Paz says. It's the same story. It's different idiot. No, I shouldn't call him an idiot. They're a victim, but they're a victim, but they're also a perpetrator. There's a point where they become a perpetrator. I hate to say it, but we were too. I was a perpetrator. It was, yeah, typical hippie story. Go to all the yogas and then end up being a Hare Krishna. It's this typical story. It's the I know, verbal diarrhea yet again. All questions have been answered at once. What, like what? That you're going to be a 12-year-old girl in the next life and go back to the cow planet and have sex with Krishna? That question was answered like right there immediately in the Bhagavad Gita. I know, he's so monotone, and his story is going nowhere. But he's like, it's got to be magical and mystery, because I don't want to tell him about the part where I had a homosexual experience, because that'll kind of screw everything up. I don't want to go there. I think maybe he's got some things going on. Free Prashadam. I know. Free Prashadam was always good, but it was one day that I know. One day he's gonna wake up, and I hope he realizes he's been wasting his life. It's, oh my goodness. I'm on the verge of getting him to leave ISKCON, and he is considering. Let's hope he will leave and not have any regret, as he has been a member since 1971. I know that's got to be so difficult It's got to be so difficult for you and for him. I mean, since 1971. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. I wish you the best. I hope everything works out great for you and for him. I really do.
After another, and I felt like I didn't know what's going on, but I've seen Srila Prabhupada at the cover, at the back of the book, and he says, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and I felt like he was just right in front of me, just kind of dispelling all darkness from my.
And can you imagine that this is how it all got started? This is how it all got started because some of these old hippies like Kirtanananda and Brahmananda and Gargamuni and Satsvarup and whoever, they were just like this nut. They're just like this nut. They saw Prabhupada and they were like, oh, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, oh my goodness, he's the greatest, he answered all my questions. They were just like him. And we're in this shit today because those fuckers were just like this guy. They're just like this guy. And they followed him around and they helped him spread his books and they helped him do all his shit. And now we got now we're in the world that we're in today with these people. Because of people like Brahmananda and Yashodananda and Guru Kripa and Satsvarup and Hridayananda and Rameshwar and Jayatirtha and all of those guys. Because of people like that. And they were just like this guy. Acting all, wow, it was the greatest thing, I cried. Yeah, it's horrible. It's always a miracle to hear victims become perpetrators by joining ISKCON, and it's horrible. It's horrible. We don't want to. We want to think of them as victims, like they got scammed. Like we got scammed. I got scammed. He got scammed. But I was a perpetrator. I was out spreading these books. I should have known better. Why didn't I know better? I should have known better. It took me 20 years to figure it out. It did. I was in a cult. The machinery of the cult is to keep you in and you don't learn the truth. That's what the machinery is. So you can't blame me because the machinery was working on me. I was brainwashed. But it is my fault. It is my fault. I mean, it is. I could have woken up earlier. It's hard to say. How do you wake yourself up earlier? I don't know. I woke up when I did. And I can't explain it. Nobody can. But that's how cults operate. That's what a cult is. People want to leave comments and say, "Oh, it took you 20 years to wake up. Oh, it took Rafael 15 years to wake up, or whoever so many years to wake up. What's wrong with you?" That's how cults work. You don't understand how cults work. That's the problem. You think that you're brainwashed into a cult and that you can just like snap out of it. No, I mean you can, but it's not like it just, it's not easy. That's what makes it a cult, is you're being exploited and no one's putting a gun to your head. Yes, we all wake up at different times for different reasons. Some people just leave and they don't wake up. They don't know that they were in a cult. They're just like, yeah, I don't do that anymore. And so a lot of people leave and they still believe in Krishna, and they still believe in the Bhagavad Gita and all these scriptures and Yamadutas and demon heads eating the moon. They're just not hanging out at the temple. They don't look like this guy anymore. But most importantly is that we wake up. Yeah, you can't blame anybody because well you should have woke up on day 2. You can't. It doesn't work that way. I know. People do not understand. The fact that people think they're too smart to fall for a cult is why so many people end up in one. Absolutely. I think we all thought we were too smart for a cult. I did. I thought I was too smart. I believed that it wasn't a cult. I believed it was a 5,000-year-old ancient tradition from India with a parampara, with these gurus and these teachers and this Madhavacharya and Yamunacharya and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and I believed the scam. I believed the scam, and anybody can fall for it, and anybody can get sucked into it and never wake up. That's the horrible thing, is that some people will end up like these guys that never wake up, like this Gora Hari. It's a huge bubble to pop. It's a huge bubble to pop, man. Absolutely. I thought I was doing it. Yeah, we all did. I did the same thing. I cut my hair. I shaved my head. I was wearing tika. Yeah, I didn't want a girlfriend. I was wearing white, but I was like, women are messing up my life. They just cause me problems. And if I could just be single for the rest of my life. And then after a couple of years of that, I was like, what the fuck? It's, we all entered. We did. We all entered Prabhupada's dimension of imaginations. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. But yet, once you see it, you can't. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Yeah. And it took me 20 years. For Don, it only took 10, or maybe 15, or maybe 30. I don't know. For Ghana, maybe it took 6 months. I don't know. But everybody's different, and everybody wakes up for different reasons. Some people are just pissed off, and they're like, fuck this, I had doubts, and this can't be real. Some people, find out the truth that Prabhupada had an 11-year-old wife, and then one thing leads to another, and everybody's got their own reasons, and you can't just say, oh, you should have learned it was a cult on day, No, that's that. You don't understand how cults work. That's the problem. It's like this guy, he doesn't get it. So this guy did some Kundalini yoga. He saw the devotees for a long time. He was doing Kundalini yoga. Met a guy that was doing Kundalini yoga. Started doing that. Was doing drugs. Was just having a great time. He was going to raves. He was doing some drugs. He was partying. He was having a good time. He sounded like he was like our friend here.
Just what is it that you want to do?
Well, we want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do.
This guy right here.
We want to be free to ride. We want to be free to ride our machines without being hassled by the man. And we want to get loaded. And we want to have a good time. And that's what we're going to do.
Well, when, baby? Let's go.
We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party.
We're going to have a party. We're going to have a good time. And of course, I gotta do a little bit more so I can do my Jack Nicholson.
From my darkened eyes. So actually, when I went through middle of Bhagavad Gita, this Chatur Shlok 10.8, 10.9, 10.10, 10.11, ending up with verse Tesham Evanu Kampartam Maham Agyana Jantamaha Nashayam Yatma Bhavasto Jnana Deepena Basvata, to show them special mercy, I dwelling in their...
He went into super Hindu mode. He went into white super Hindu mode. So that's a good opportunity for me to do my...
Hell! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Okay, that's enough. Enough of your white super Hindu. I don't need to hear any more of your super Hindu-ness, isms. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it anymore. So what we got... Okay, so I didn't have... I don't know, Gora Hari. I really wanted to see when he was talking about talking about us and me and us in here. So, but let me see. What do we got? What are we talking about here? Super white Hindu mode deactivated. Yeah, super white Hindu Jesus. Is super white Hindu Jesus? I want to know, Don. When you joined, when you left, give us if you don't mind. It'd be, I forgot when you joined, when you left. Like, so Jenna joined when she was 19 or 20. Ruined 20 years of my life. I spent 20 years of my life believing in this crap. You know, it's just, it's bedtime stories with Mike. Yeah. Let me see. I want to do this.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination, of imagination, of imagination, of imagination, of imagination.
Okay, there we go. The dimension of imagination. Let me get my little video bag going here, where I can reach into the Halloween bag of video stuff, and let's see what we got here. Let's see. Of course, these are from Rafal. I know the beginning of the video got cut off, but these are more of Rafal's. Okay, wait a minute. Let me get, before we get, what is this? First initiation 93, second initiation 95. And you were initiated by who? Who initiated you? You were initiated by Indra Yumna Swami or Bhakti Vikash?
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Rafael stories time. Yeah, I wanted to know who you were initiated by. I forgot. You told me once, but I don't remember. Let's take a look. Jai Potato Head with your guru. Okay. Yeah. You met devotees in 1970, and you joined about a year and a half later. So Don, you're initiated by Prabhupada. Were you initiated by letter, or were you initiated in person? You were initiated by Prabhupada? We have a Prabhupada disciple in the, we have an actual Prabhupada disciple in the chat. Don, I didn't know you were a Prabhupada disciple. I didn't, I guess I kind of, I don't know, I guess it just kind of slipped my mind that. So, you were initiated around the time of my friend Beer Lakshman, I guess. Beer Lakshman was 1970, 71, something like that. I got the letter. I had the letter somewhere. Yeah, so Don did his Swaha with right there. I guess I'm curious whether you were, yeah, were you initiated by Prabhupada? Were you there? Did you swaha with him in person, or was it by? What did you swaha by letter? Was it by letter? 1971. I mean, you could have been, you could have been initiated at like some ceremony in New Vrindavan or something. I think he had some ceremonies in New Vrindavan back then. Well, let's see. Okay, let's go. Oh, so I didn't even realize that we had a couple of Prabhupada disciples in here, which really makes me feel, I'm honored. I'm not gonna say no prayers to you. I don't want to say no prayers to you, or wash your feet or anything. But yeah, so Don is definitely senior to me. And it sounds like Jai Ganapati, Jolin is senior, first initiation from Prabhupada, and then second from Jayatirtha. Oh boy. And so you're initiated by Prabhupada, so you're a Prabhupada disciple as well. Nice to meet you there. And then you had to retake second from Bhagavan if you wanted to stay and do so. See, when they started doing that kind of stuff, I mean, what's the point? What's the point of this whole thing? I mean, is it really about loving God when they're forcing you to take initiation from this guy and that guy, or you can't do service or you do this? I mean, that you're initiated by letter by Prabhupada like 71. Yeah, like my friend Beer Lakshman. Well, that's great, Don. I didn't realize when you said you were, you met the devotees way back. I wasn't thinking that you were a Prabhupada disciple, but that's really good, because anytime I say something wrong, anytime I say something and you're like, no, he didn't do that ain't right. You can speak up and correct me, because I need, I ain't trying to make shit up or act like. I try to make shit up or act like I was there, or I'm trying to be trying to be on the level about everything. Yeah, nobody's senior. Yeah, I'm not nobody's senior either. All that shit, and I realized that with these Ritviks, because these Ritviks, they kept telling me that I was, that we're all Prabhupada disciples. We're all Prabhupada disciples. And I was kind of like, for the West Coast and our little group, I was kind of like their token. Like, hey, Sri Mukunda is, he's a Ritvik. He's really on the ball, been around a long time, and he understands the philosophy. He understands Ritvik. He understands, July 9th letter and all this stuff. And so he really kind of held me up as being like, look, Sri Mukunda he's the secretary of Hare Krishna Society, and we have him as a secretary, and we're all equal. We're just all equal Prabhupada disciples. Until I said, nah, I ain't down with the Tattva Darshan thing. Then it was like, hey, we're senior to you. We're senior to you, and you need to submit to us, and you need to surrender to us. And I'm like, wait a minute, I thought we were all, we were all the same. I thought we were all Ritviks, and like my 20 years is the same as, you were at 20, my 20 years doesn't, what are you talking about? So I understand that whole senior thing. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's like, and that's just another part of the cult thing, like the controlling you in the cult, like where you fit in. It's just such bullshit. Yeah, so pause. There you go. Don. Was a Prabhupada disciple. He was initiated by letter, just like my friend was. So that's really great. And then I forget a couple. I met a couple people that were actually initiated by Prabhupada. I think Radha Kund was initiated by Prabhupada. Prabhupada was there, did the ceremony, handed him his beads. I'm pretty sure Radha Kunda was there. But then I can't. You can't believe everything these guys. I can't believe everything these guys say. I'm sorry that your brother. I'm sorry that your brother is, could turn out to be a lifer. But Raphael left, Don left, I left. I think it's important to give up the victim mentality. Only when you face your own decision can you find peace. Mike is touching on it. Yeah, I mean, I do accept I was a perpetrator. I had plenty of opportunities to come to my senses, and I didn't. And it was, but that's how cults operate. And so, now that I'm out and I've learned about cults, and I can understand how everything happened and how I got into it and how I got out of it and how it affects and how it still affects me and how it affects everyone and how it affects everyone different. Everyone's experience in it is different. And that's why these people that want to talk about victims have no idea what they're talking about, because everybody's different. It's not like everybody's having the same experience and say, well, I had it. No. Like you got a classroom full of kids. Half the kids were abused and half of them weren't. It doesn't mean it was okay for the half that wasn't. That doesn't mean it was okay because half the kids were not abused. They say, well, half the kids were okay. You can't really fault. You really can't fault them, because half of the kids weren't abused. Only half of them were. What are you talking about? It doesn't work that way. Yeah, right. Because not only that, but Don was there in the old day. They want to talk about the good old days. Back in the old days, we were fired up and we were this, and Radha Damodar, traveling Sankirtan, and booked it in the BBT. I worked in the BBT, and I was doing this, and I was the temple president there, and boy, it was. And they want to romanticize everything and make you think that like all these old times, it was just such a great thing that nobody would ever leave. That there are no Don Pearsons and Mikes and Elianas and all of that. So yeah, pause. There is an opportunity. There's always going to be an opportunity. He's going to come to his senses. I mean, trust me, once you hit 70 or 80, like my father, and your spouse passed on, they really do feel lonely. And if they have family, they will eventually. I'm so sad to hear about your father like that. But I hope everything works out for you and him. And really, I do. No, I'm not saying you're any kind of guru or anything. Not at all. I don't mean that at all. Not in any way at all. Not even in a joking way. Not even in a joking way. but I do hope for Eliana, I do hope everything works out, with your dad. It's got to be really hard. I know my dad, when my mother passed away, my dad was very lonely. He didn't have any friend. All his friends had passed away, and and now my mother passed away, so his spouse passed away, and all his relatives, all his brothers and sisters had passed away. And all he just and it was really I could see it was really lonely for him, and he wasn't a devotee. He was just a ordinary guy. So I can imagine what it's like for a devotee who's already kind of isolated or whatever. It's got to be hard. It's just got to be hard. I hope everything works out. I just do. Some animals are more equal than some gurus are more equal than others. When I first saw Prabhupada, I thought there must be something very wrong with me because he just looked like a little old man, no golden effulgence or walking on air. Well, that's really interesting. That's really interesting. That's really. Yeah, Don. Don was out Don was like one of the guys that I used to see in Westwood when I was a kid. I was a kid in the mid 70s, 75. I was like 13, 14. And I was like going to Westwood, going to see movies, going to see Rocky and Jaws, whatever. And I would see the Hare Krishnas out there and a bunch of times. And every time we didn't know what it was. It was just a big crowd. And we'd go run to see what was going on. And it would be the Hare Krishnas. And we'd be like, oh, it's the Hare Krishnas. And that was Don. That was Don. That was Don and my friend Radha Kuhn and all those goofballs, And I didn't know. And then it would be 15 years later, and I became one of them. That's that's what happened. So, well, that's the thing. You usually have to go through some abuse or huge disappointment to leave. But that's the thing is most people do go through that. Most people do go through some kind of. They get fed up. They get fed up with the book distribution. They get fed up with the temple authorities. They get fed up with their guru. They get fed up with the GBC. They get fed up with something. Depending how into it they are, it can create a crack, and then they can see the light, or they just plow through like so many women do. So many women, they just put their head down. Okay, Prabhu, and they just plow through all the bullshit, and because they're just brainwashed. They're just brainwashed. You were initiated by letter. Well, so we can look up the letter. I don't want to embarrass you, but we could look up your letters on the database. But I wouldn't want to embarrass you. But if you wanted to, we could do that. That's funny. Yeah, I'm not the boss. I'm not the boss, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. I've really become fired up and empowered more and more because the more of you that join in and contribute, because it just I feel like I'm not. It's not just me talking. That that you all have something to say. You all have your own experiences, and you all know what I'm saying. And you can have your own. I know each one of you could do what I'm doing, and you'd have your own stories. You'd have all your own thing going on. I know you do it, Rafael and Eliana. You could all. I'm not saying to do it. I'm just saying you all have your own experiences that are just as much yours as mine, and just as much meaning, and just as much weight, and just as much relevance, and just as interesting, and just as powerful, like Dagmar, and Ghana, and Rafael. Rafael can write a book, and everybody, and And so just knowing that all of you are there really makes me feel like yeah, I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing. And it's great to be here with everybody. It really is. We're survivors. Yeah, we're all survivors. That's what we got to remember, and that's why we got ourselves here. And I am too. I'm glad we've all come together. And I know in the future, right now it's just the beginning, but in the future there's going to be so many more. So many more are going to join. Like I said, we got all these people on Blue Sky that are reposting these videos and links to these videos. You were in a cult for 17 years. Yeah, 17 years is a long time. I'm glad you got out. I'm glad you were able to get something, I'm glad you're able to get your life back. I really am. I'm glad you're able to get your life back. Everybody. Yeah, that's recent. That is recent. That's not that long ago. Like when how long did you say? 2 to 3 years ago. So like when I was starting to do these videos, when I was just starting to make these videos, you were still in, or like when I was thinking about making these videos, but I hadn't started yet, like 3 years ago. Like 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago, I was just getting started, getting all the pieces together to do this. You were still in a cult. And so that's so pause. You can see how, people can wake up and come to their senses. And that's what's great is we all have our own bit that we can add, to this tapestry of cult, of cult awareness and knowing what cults are doing. And I think it's great. It's not about, I don't think it's about having a victim mentality. I think it's about having wanting to help others mentality. I want to help others. My main thing is to warn people and help people get out. Warning people and helping people get out. We can't end it. We're not going to shut it down. So I'm not even trying to shut it down. I just want to tell my story and give people a platform to tell their stories so we can warn other people. And if there's people out there that are watching, they know that there's a place where they can go. They know there's a place where they can go where there's people that have experienced what they're experiencing. Abuse and trauma and harm and mental anxiety and spiritual blackmail and all of these things that are weighing heavy on their minds. And they want to go and seek out somewhere. And they can come here. They can come here and join in and be part of the group. Gorahari people are here watching. Gorahari people are here watching because they're wondering if they're in a cult. They never had anybody confront them about whether they're in a cult. They never had anybody talk about their guru like that. They never had anybody challenge their guru and say, hey, you're a faker, you're a scammer. They've never had that. Now they're like, what's going on? What do you mean he's a scammer? He's not a guru. He's a faker. He's whatever. Who's this guy? How dare somebody come in here? How dare somebody come in here and talk shit about my guru? Well, he's not a guru. And I'll tell you again. I'll tell you every time. Every time he pops up on my feed, just like I pop up on your feed, you come in here and talk shit. I go in there and talk shit. I don't care. He ain't no guru. He ain't a guru. And you're all being scammed. You're all being scammed. And all you Gorahari people out there, you need to hit like, share, and subscribe before you bounce out of here because that's the least you can do. That's the least you can do. That's the least you can do. Hot Lips, the Hot Lips channel. Man, a Hot Lips channel. Yeah, Lolita doing her karaoke. I mean, I don't want to be like the ultimate cult troll. It does. I am curious, because he does have this. He's like a Svengali over her. He's like, Rasputin or whatever. He's got control over her. He's got her online doing this, acting a fool, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy. He looks a bit young for a prob disciple. Yeah, he's got good genes. I convey the message well. I hope so. I hope I get your approval. You're the man, Don. What was your initiated name? What name did Prabhupada give you? Did he give you like Damodar or Dandavats Prabhu or something? I don't know. What did he give you? Don. It probably wasn't even Prabhupada. It's probably one of his flunkies gave you the name anyway. And everybody's all, it's... Prabhupada gave me the name, Bhima Dave or whatever. And it's like, no, he didn't. That was Tamal gave you that name. Yeah, I think they're curious to see what's going on. It's like, what's going on? Because you know what I heard? What I heard this yawning man say today. I heard yawning man was talking about he feels ecstatic symptoms inside. They don't come out, but he feels them inside. It was pretty funny the excuses that they were giving for their ecstatic symptoms. I want to get back and watch a little bit more of this Russian thing. I totally got off topic here, knowing that we have these Prabhupada disciples with us in the cult watch. So there they are. So as we know, they're putting on a show just to make new members. I mean, the whole point of this whole thing of being out on the street like that is so that they can attract attention, distribute books, and make new members. So they can make new members and get them on a magical mystery story. They can end up on Bhakti Vikash's farm or in Indra Yumna's Guru Palooza. They can end up Guru Paloozing across India somewhere. That's the whole goal. That's the whole goal of that. That's what they want to do. Who got banned? Someone got banned. Someone got banned. Yeah, I think that's the other thing is, I just want to help. I just want to help spread the truth. I feel like those people. I have a duty to warn. I have a duty to warn because I know what I know, and a lot of people don't know. A lot of people just don't know. They don't know that Prabhupada had this 11-year-old wife. They don't know all these things that are in the books. They don't know this child marriage and this pedophilia and this and how this sexual repression and how ISKCON's a cult. They just don't know. They don't know. And there's nothing wrong with talking about it. There's nothing wrong with it. And if people have fun doing this because there can be fun. I'm not saying it's not fun. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that these people are not having fun. I'm not saying they're not having fun. Some of them could be having fun, but it's just not real. What they're doing is not real. Like you said here, it's a hoax. It's just a hoax. Oh, wait a minute. What? Elian, it sounds like a frog crying. She's doing Hare Krishna on hotel. Oh my goodness, that is something. Though that See, now that is something worth watching. If she's doing Hare Krishna to like Hotel California, I don't know if that's like copyright. I don't know if she's going to get a copyright strike for that. The Eagles are pretty. Don Henley doesn't like that shit. I don't know. Don Henley doesn't like that. It's pretty funny. Yeah, Hotel California. Screw the entire guru system period. Those days are long gone. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know a lot of us are talking on different platforms. We're like interacting with each other on different platforms, and I don't know who's who. You guys all know me because it's Mike everywhere. Everywhere I go, I'm Mike. It's Mike or Mike. But a lot of you, I don't know who. I know some of you are interacting with me on Reddit and different platforms, and I'm not sure who you are. I got a kind of an idea, but I'm not sure. I'm not always positive. Yeah, I know. It's the poor woman. I mean, I really feel sorry. I really feel sorry for her. I really do. And women, these poor women too here. And these women and hot lips. They're not that much different. There's not that much difference between them. There's not that much difference between them. I have to be honest with you. I have to be honest with you. There's not a whole lot. If their guru was telling them to laugh and cry like hot lips, they'd be doing the same thing. They'd be doing the same thing. I feel so sorry for her. I really do, and I just wanted to get her life back. And Guru Hari was upset with me with how I was talking. He said I was mad at Mike for how he was talking to Lolita. I'm like, fuck you. I don't give a shit. I'll talk to her any way I want. She come on my channel, start cussing in my chat. Then I'm gonna tell her how I feel. I don't care. And I'll tell you how I feel too. I'll tell all your Guru Hari people want to come in here and talk shit. Cosplaying party. I know. That's exactly what it is. Let me see what else I got here. Let me see what else. Oh, I got it. I got it. I got it. Here we go. No, what's wrong with my computer here?
This is the third year for the Polish Woodstock Festival. And the first year, from what we heard, there was quite a lot of violence, a lot of kids coming and engaging in different activities. So last year, Mr. Jurek Owsiak, who's the organizer of the Woodstock Festival, he contacted us.
Wait a minute, what do we got? We got another cult member who doesn't realize he's in a cult. We got another cult person doesn't realize they're in a cult. I haven't read the comments yet, but I see that somebody's very angry because they posted in all caps. So they must have some issue, right? Let's see, what does it say? You false witness and lie about my guru and grandfather Acharya Srila Prabhupada. Oh, you know who this is? This is that freak, that Govinda. This is that Govinda, that bald-headed freak in there who thinks fuck you. He thinks that Guru Hari is his guru, and he thinks that his grandfather Acharya is Srila Prabhupada, and he says your destination is. See, he believes in Yamadutas and he believes in hellish planets. They're so brainwashed, and he thinks that I'm going to go to a hellish planet, and I should be scared of his fairy tales. I should be scared because one day I might meet the old woman who lives in a shoe, and she's got so many kids, she don't know what to do, and I might end up there in that fairy tale world with Jack and the Beanstalk. He thinks I might end up in Jack and the Beanstalk running away from a giant or some other. And who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you to think that you have a guru? You don't have no guru. You're just a fucking idiot coming into the cult. Watch people. You got anything else to say? You got anything else to say? We got another one? We got another one. Gurupad Mahapatra. Another typo. Gurupad Mahapatra. Yeah. That's so goofy. We got all the goofballs coming in. This is good. Bring them all in. Come on in. Come on in. Let's ring the bell. I forgot to ring the bell. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. There you go. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. I know. We all did. I used to be like that, defending the BS. It takes abuse and disappointment to leave and find out the real truth. I know. It does. I was so disappointed when I found out that Yashodanandan and all of these guys that I thought were my friends, they weren't my friends. They wanted to harm me because I dared speak bad about Prabhupada. Not even speak bad about him. I spoke the truth. All I said was he was 11-year-old. He had an 11-year-old wife when he was 22. And these guys freaked out. They fucking freaked out on me like I was... They freaked out on me. How dare you? How dare you? Just like this guy. They freaked out on me just like this guy here. This is how my friends treated me. When I dared say, well, Prabhupada had an 11-year-old wife when he was 22 years old. I got this is what I got from my friends. Govinda, yeah, that's him. It's Govinda. He looks like a fucking like a meth head or something. Like he smokes meth. He's all freaked out, and that's what I mean. Gaur Hari's got him thinking that that's spiritual advancement. I know they're all a bunch of clowns. They're all a bunch of clowns. And they don't know anything. They don't know anything about ISKCON or Hare Krishna or Prabhupada. This guy wants to say Prabhupada's his grandfather, Acharya. He doesn't know anything about Prabhupada. He wants to talk shit. He wants to talk shit about us. Like we don't know. Like I don't know. It's just insanity. And now that I realize that Don and Jai Ganapati are like Prabhupada disciples, I feel weird when I'm sitting here going, well, I've been in it for 20 years and all this. I'm nothing compared to them, right? Like they were there in the beginning. They were there at the time that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the times when they were there. So I feel kind of like, I feel self-conscious when I say that. Like, I was in it for 20 years. But I was in it for 20 years. I know what I'm talking about. And Don knows what I'm talking about. And Jai Ganapati knows what I'm talking about. And Raphael knows what I'm talking about. So it's so funny. It's so funny. Rage bait alert. Yeah, they can't do it. There's nothing they can do, because they're in a cult, and that's the number one thing is trying to. That's so funny, man. That makes me laugh, but it's so funny because I get the joke. So but this it's too funny. Yeah, I know. We all, those of us that have been there, we know what it is. We know what it's all about. So I'm going to get back to this guy because I had something to say. About this. There we go.
Yes, specifically our Hare Krishna Festival program. and he asked if we could come to the festival. And when I asked him why, because for us it was a golden opportunity, when I asked him why he would like us there, he said that he'd been in contact with our movement before. He'd seen us chanting on the streets, and he knew about our food distribution. So he thought that by having the devotees here, it would add a very peaceful element, a calming element to the festival.
So this guy here, let me get on camera here. Oh, no, I want to go back here. Sorry. Can produce, there we go. And then I want to do this. And I want to do this. Okay, so this guy here, as scummy as he is, right? As scummy as this guy, I think this guy's probably one of the scummiest people on the face of the earth. As scummy as this guy is, Gorahari isn't even at this guy's level. Gorahari wishes he was this guy. Gorahari wishes that he was this guy. Gorahari can't hold a candle to this guy. As scummy and as scummy as I think this guy, Gorahari doesn't hold a candle to this guy. That's how fucking low. That's what a lowlife Gorahari is. Because this guy's a scumbag cheater, but you know what? He's in ISKCON. I give him for doing that. Gorahari's got nothing. He's just sitting in a house. I'm a guru. I'm this, I'm that. Brainwashing people. That's Gorahari. Gorahari is scummier than the scummiest ISKCON person. Scummier than the scummiest ISKCON guy, like this. I know, absolutely. I agree with you. That's why it's hard. That's why I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I know. I know. You know, Gorahari, he's a nobody. He's a scumbag. He's lower than that. He's lower than these lowest than the. I know. They don't know. They don't even know. They have no idea. I guess lives are going viral. Hey Jeff, good to see you, man. I'm always happy to see you in here, man. I guess somebody's blocked because I can't. Oh, this process, this one. If it works if you work it. You got to follow the process. Religious perfection is not what you think. The leaders are not perfect. A light of love must grow in you. That's all, or that's. No, that makes no sense. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. That gets a.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
That's what I have to say. Yeah, seeing men in the pink outfits is so degrading. It also looks like they're wearing a bib. It's, you know, it is, and he's got his Woody with him. He's always got his Woody. And this guy, you know, the thing about this guy, the thing I wanted to talk about this guy is he's at this Woodstock. He's at this Woodstock rock festival thing. He's always got to go. He's always got to be around where the women are, and you know, there's like a party going on. It's just weird. He's just a weird guy. He's just a weird fucking guy. And is somebody blocked because I'm not seeing somebody's comments, and I know this. I know, it's so funny. It's so funny. I know. I agree with you 100%, Eliana. It's yes, absolutely. If it works for you, however, you cannot put a blind eye to the abuse to children and women and children and men in this cult. It's not. Yeah. yeah, yeah, your good time doesn't negate the horrors and the trauma. It just doesn't. It just doesn't.
Just walk away. There has been too much violence, too much pain. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror. Just walk away.
You know, that's it. You gotta just walk away. You just gotta walk away. Yeah, I don't. I think somebody's posting that I can't see. I guess I can't see them. Who am I not seeing? I don't know. Oh, this one. Okay, so all the trolls. I got a lot of trolls in here, and I guess they're coming in fast and furious, and I'm not seeing them all. Just walk away one more time.
Just walk away. There has been too much violence, too much pain. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror. Just walk away.
Just walk away, man. You gotta just walk away. Okay, let me get some more videos going. I'm having a lot of fun here, and I don't want to. I gotta keep it going with the super white Hindus. You gotta listen when you talk about if you ever post anything or if you ever post anything in the Reddit subgroup or on YouTube or anywhere, and you mention my channel or you mention cult watch, you gotta use the term white super Hindu. It's important. It's important for my branding. You got to help me out with my branding. I came up with a term, white super Hindu, and we gotta use that. We gotta use that. Hot Lips Band's Team Mike. That's funny. That's the headline. That's funny. Yeah, I don't think I have anyone blocked or banned. I really don't. I don't think so. So you can troll away, man. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here for you to learn that you're in a cult, and we're here for you to learn you're in a cult, and we're the best group. We're the best group of ex-devotees you're gonna find. And you have any questions or anything, you can ask away. You just ask away. And believe me, not only are we a group of ex Hare Krishnas, but we have so much fun. I mean, we just laugh, and we have so much fun. I mean, what other cult group has as much fun as we do? I mean, I'm being serious, and I've watched a few, and I'm not knocking them, but hey, they don't have fun like we they don't have fun like we do. What can I say? I don't. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get this one going for you. Here we go. Yeah, that's Trivikram Sex Swami. Trivikram Sex Swami there. He's eyeing his next disciple. He's eyeing his next girlfriend there. He's like, okay, not him, not her, not her. No, maybe one of these. Oh yeah, she's kind of cute. Maybe he's got his eye on her. Maybe the blonde one. I don't know. Maybe the young one there in the middle. I don't know. He's got his eye on one of them. He's got his eye on maybe her. But she's too old. She's too old. Okay, the young one there. The young one. Yeah, I think it's the young one. Oh, so sad. So sad. So sad. So sad. It's so sad. Oh yeah. So hey, all you trolls out there, man. Do you have anything? Do you have anything really to say? I mean, I just don't know. Do you have anything like really to say about being in a cult? Do you want to deny that you're in a cult? Do you want to ask any questions about how do we know it's a cult? Do you want to ask us any questions about anything? I mean, do you have anything to say about it? Yeah, I mean, they're future Rupa Manjaris. They're future Rupa Manjaris. It's really sad. It's not funny. It's sad. And let's look at it some more. Yeah, they can't kick the guy out. They can't kick him out. They can't kick him out. They can't just say, hey, you can't have sex with your 35-year-old disciple, you old creepy old man. And kick him out. You say you want to be a Swami and you want to chant Hare Krishna, you go do it on your own now. Do they convert black money into white money by taking donations? You'd have to ask Raphael. Raphael would know about that. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they don't care. The guys, they don't care that he ruined that lady's life or her spiritual life or had sex with her. Just like we're going to go back to knitting cult lady. They don't want to do anything. It's patriarchy. It's a man's world. It's like his gurus are his buddies, his guru buddies. They're not going to do anything. So sad to see all these women. Yeah, it is. See the woman in hijabs, literally totally submissive and repressed to repress sexual abusers. Yeah, I know. It is, and they're proud of it. And they're groomed and proud of it. And they're told that they're being chaste and they're being this, it's devotional. All this bullshit. Just to break them as women, Their self-determination, their agency to have a future, all of this. This guy again, Fulton witness Acharya, Srila, your destiny journey spoken of and revealed. Hey, you know what? Your revealed scriptures are full of shit. You can take your revealed scriptures, you can shove them up your ass. And you know what? You can take them and you can shove them up Gaurahari's ass too. And while you're down there washing Gaurahari's feet, why don't you just wash his genitals too? And you can wash his genitals and then you can drink the water that comes off his genitals. How about you do that? Why don't you wash his genitals, wash his feet, and drink the water? That's a good thing for you to do. Why don't you do that and tell me if you have ecstatic symptoms? Why don't you go back to Gaurahari, wash his genitals, drink the water, and then come back here and tell me if you feel ecstatic symptoms. How about you do that? You do that, Govinda. Go do that. What do they really offer? Peace of mind, divine love feeling, or everything is just to lure? Everything is just to lure and brainwash people. Absolutely. It's so cults have one main purpose in a cult is to exploit the members' labor. Get them to do stuff for free. Just exploit their labor. And the way that they do it is through the brainwashing. And the brainwashing is a bunch of different steps, a bunch of different things take place. So there's the charismatic leader, there's the sacred assumption, the worldview change that takes people in under the sacred assumption that Prabhupada is this pure devotee, and there's this unbroken chain, this sampradaya, going back to God, this worldview. Then there's the transcendent mission. So they feed them the idea that there's this 10,000-year golden age of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan mission of distributing books and Sankirtan. And so there's all these steps. And there's the us and them mentality, where there's the devotees and there's the karmis. And so there's a lot of stuff goes together. There's the cutting of the hair, giving a different name, humiliation rituals, washing the feet, a lot of things going into it. So when you put all that stuff together and it's working like a machine, like an engine, like a car engine, and everything's firing, all the pistons are moving and they're shaving the head, putting on the dhoti, they got this name, they're chanting this thing, they've got this worldview, this mission, this leader, they got all these things are happening, and they're in this closed environment, and this is like scrubbing their brain. They're just scrubbing away, scrubbing the brain. And then they turn out like this, and they become just a brainwashed zombie. And they can't think for themselves. They can't do anything. They're gone. They're mentally gone. And it doesn't matter if they worked at Walmart or they went to Harvard. It doesn't matter if they're a doctor or they're driving a bus. It doesn't matter. They get involved with this shit, their brains turn to mush, and they end up like this. And so they offer them all of that stuff. Peace of mind, the answers to life, what happens after you die, the meaning of life, the goal of life, how to love God, how to do this, how to do that. It's all bullshit. All so they can exploit people's lives. They can exploit their labor. They can exploit them. They can get money. They can get them to distribute books, get them to bring in donations, get them to do whatever, get them to work in the kitchen, get them to build a temple, get them to do whatever they want. It doesn't matter because their brains are mush now. Their brains are mush. And that's how it happens. That's what it is. I know. I can't. I can't believe anybody. Well, you know what, Don? I think they're rejects. I think he's a ISKCON reject, and they're rejects. He's a rejected, dejected guru, and they're rejected, dejected disciples. That's it. They can't make it. They can't follow 4 regulative principles. They can't chant 16 rounds of japa every day and follow the 4 regulative principles and avoid the 10 offenses and all of that. They can't do that. Lalita can't do that. Get up at 4 o'clock, go to Mangal Artik and do all of that, and then go out and distribute books and come back and worship the deity and do it. You can't do that. They can't do that. They can just sit on their ass and log into Zoom, praise this guy, he's a guru, pretend they're laughing and giggling, and think that they're better than everybody. And sit there and promote child marriage and pedophilia like it's something that needs to be promoted. And that's the truth, man. And that's why I say, it's no better, worse than Charlie Manson, David Koresh, friggin' any of these cult members. And all of these other guys, these Jai Pataka and Rameshwar, all these guys, they're the same. They're like little friggin' mini cult leaders. They're just riding the coattails of the big cult leaders, what's called charisma by proxy. It's charisma by proxy. He just drink his genital water. He go wash his genitals and drink the water. That's what you want to do. That's what you really want to do. Fucking disgusting. People are disgusting, man. And it upsets them because these videos are going viral. And everybody's seeing it. More and more people are seeing it. More and more people are hearing about it. More and more people are talking about it. And he's right smack in the middle of it. So he's got to say something about it. Well, it's insane. Well, this isn't a world religion. This is a cult. So you got to understand what a religion is and what a cult is. So if you think that all religions are cults and all cults are religions, then you're going to be confused as how this is different. But once you understand what a cult is, and you understand the difference between a cult and a religion, then you'll get it. And so a religion is a worldview, and a cult is a group of people. And a cult, not only is it a group of people, but it has certain characteristics. Religions don't share all of the characteristics that a cult does. You can be a Christian, and you can believe in the Christian worldview that Jesus is God and He's going to save you when you die, and you can believe in Him. He'll give you everlasting life. You can believe in all that, but it doesn't make it a cult, because it's not. You can still go on with your life. You don't have a charismatic leader. You don't necessarily have to have a charismatic leader. You can, if you get into a Christian cult, one of these faith healing, snake talking, talking in tongues, now you're talking a cult. But if you just want to be a Christian, read the Bible and worship Jesus and celebrate whatever, that ain't a cult. No one's labor is being exploited. There's no us and them mentality. There's all those things that go into a cult aren't there. You might have one or two, so it might be a little culty. That's the difference. That's the difference. And every religion is going to have like this, the mainstream religion that's just where you can go to work and be in that religion, whether it's Hindu, Jewish, whatever. And then you're going to have the cult where you can't, because you're in a cult. Now you got to dress a certain way, you got to eat a certain way, you got to talk a certain way, you got to read a certain way, you got to pray a certain way. You can't go through your normal life. You can't have a normal life because you're in a cult. You have cult things to do, like in the beginning of the live stream, I played the video where he says we'll just hang out. I'm not going to join the cult. You join the cult, and we'll just hang out. And he said, I can't hang out. I'm going to be too busy in the cult. That's the difference between a religion and a cult. I don't know how. I don't know. You got to just keep coming. You got to keep coming and keep learning and keep listening, and you'll get it. You'll get it. Yeah, a cult has got a lot of stuff. It's not. We got any more? Hey, Yusef Johnson. Okay. Peace and blessings to you too, buddy. Peace and blessings to you too. I'm down with you. I got you. We got you. So there's that. But that's a good question. It shows that you want to know. You want to understand. People make misconception. Well, every religion is a cult. Well, every religion can be culty. But no, not every religion is a cult. So, yeah, absolutely. Religions can have cult characteristics. So, like Knitting Cult Lady has 11 characteristics that define a cult. So, a religion, let's say the Catholic Church may have 4 of those 11. They may have just 4 of those. They got a pope. They got a charismatic leader, the Pope. They have a transcendent message that Jesus is Lord and whatever, Savior, whatever. And they may have a sacred assumption. But that's it. They're not exploiting anyone's labor. You don't have to go out and sell books. You don't have to self-sacrifice. You don't have to cut your hair. You don't have to change your uniform. You don't have to speak a certain language. You don't have a distinguishable vernacular that you're talking, where you're talking about the material world and the material life and everything's Yamadutas and operatis and all kinds of, just like Scientology. Scientology's got their own language that they talk. And Mormons have their own little language that they talk. So that's a good question that, okay. If my reality depends on what I think, then what's the point? My beliefs are what is making me happy and sad. Yes, that you're true. So the point is, if you're in a cult that's exploiting people's labor, and it's a pedophile cult that is promoting pedophilia and promoting child marriage and harm to women, and women like to be raped, and women have small brains, and black people are ugly and belong in the jungle and shouldn't have civil rights, and black people should be slaves, and all kinds of other things like that. Jews are Shylock, and Hitler was right, and Hitler was a gentleman, and it's teaching you those things, then that's a cult. That's different, okay? What if, like I said before, what if your belief is that I need to eat little kids and that's what makes me happy? Should we just say, oh, okay, 99 Playhouse wants to eat little kids and that makes her happy or makes him happy, so we should let 99 Playhouse do that? Is that what you're saying? Is that whatever makes someone happy, that they should be allowed to do it regardless of the consequences that might happen? I know that's not what you're thinking. Because somebody believes something doesn't mean that it carries any weight or significance for anything. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Some people get sheer happiness from taking puppies and kittens and tying them in a sack, throwing them in a river. I mean, what is that? What, were you supposed to honor that person's happiness? I mean, what point are you trying to make? I don't understand. Well, I don't know what point you're trying to make about what's your reality and happiness and what makes you happy and what makes you sad. I don't know what point. You're no different than me. You're no different than anybody else. Well, I don't understand the question. Doesn't make sense. Happiness is for my ego. Truth is for my real self. Well, as long as you live in that type of world where you can make those distinctions, then you're going to be confused. You're going to be confused. If you can't distinguish truth from happiness or happiness from truth, or your ego from your real self, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, if you have to get that deep just to understand that pedophiles are wrong and child marriage is wrong and that cults are wrong, and cults should not be exploiting people's labor and mental health, I don't know what to tell you, 99 Playhouse. You got a lot to learn. That's it. You need to just keep watching and listening and learning. That's it. Because obviously you can't get it in one sitting. Yeah, anything to avoid understanding. Anything to avoid understanding what's being said. Let me take you on this journey and let's talk about everything but what the point is. Let's talk about something other than the point. You know what I mean? All devotees hate life and think the world is rigged. They live miserable marriages and lives, even if they get to marry within the cult. They do. They exactly. That's why I said they might show you a farm and a happy temple, but there ain't nobody happy there. It's just not. It's just not. So I'm gonna keep going because we got some trolls here. Come on, who else? Why do you not talk about Giriraj Swami's epic episode? I did a whole video. I did a couple videos. It just happened so long ago that it's old news. But I did a whole video about him and sexting and getting sexting, and then he ended up in Juhu Beach and all of that. I did that. I did that already. Yeah, I already. If you go to my channel, you'll see that I already did. I talked about that already. Oh, what do you want to talk about? The guy's a piece of shit. He had a sex scandal. He was sexting with some girl, with one of his disciples. He's another one of these sex swamis. I mean, you want me to talk about him now? What do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to talk about? I'll talk about him now if you want. The guy's a piece of shit. He's just another fucking fake ass guru wanting to have sex with his disciple, cheating his followers, getting donations, pretending to be a holy man. He's no holy man. He never was a holy man. That's what I have to say about that. Let me see. Oh, let's see this one. This one. He's still active. Yeah, I didn't know he was active. See, they were okay. Let's talk about it. So they were talking about he had dementia, and that's why he was doing. Like, he had dementia, and he was retiring, and he was going to Juhu Beach, or he was going somewhere, and that was it. And I haven't heard anything about him. Now, if you got some gossip, you got some news. You got some news about him, I'll talk about him, but I don't know the latest. I don't know the latest on him. I just know that he got caught. He got caught in a sex scandal, and they didn't kick him out. They didn't do anything to him. They just hushed it up. They tried to say that he has dementia or he's got some cognitive decline or some problem, which maybe he does. It happens. It happens. So maybe he does have some mental problems. Maybe he's got dementia or Alzheimer's or something. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's possible. That's possible. But I mean, so let's say he does have dementia. Let's say he does have dementia. Let's say he has Alzheimer's. He has dementia. And I don't mean that to be funny. I mean that to be serious. Let's say he does. So now what? Now what do we do? What happens to all his disciples? What happens to all his disciples that are depending on him for their spiritual life? And he doesn't, let's say he doesn't even know what's going on. I mean, seriously, let's say he's got dementia like my uncle. He doesn't know. He just doesn't know. What do we do now? I mean, obviously he needs care. We have to care for him somehow. Right? He needs assisted living or something. If he has Alzheimer's or he has dementia, he needs assisted living. He needs to be in a facility for this guy. So where does he go? Where does he go where he gets round the clock assisted living care like that? They put him in an Alzheimer's facility or a home like that? Do they do that for him? And then what happens to his disciples? That's what I'm saying. I'm being honest with you. What happens to all his disciples? You just say, "Oh, Guru Maharaj, he's sick. He can't be guru anymore. He's in a facility. If you want to go visit him, you can go take him some flowers, but he's not going to know who you are. He doesn't remember who any of us. He doesn't know who we are anymore. He can't remember. He doesn't even know Krishna or anything. He doesn't know anything. He's just Gary, I mean, what? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me what's supposed to happen. Duke of Squirrels. Formerly Prob Nuts. Hey. If you say shit against Muslim extremists, YouTube will punt you out. Oh, well, I'll try not to do that. Welcome back. Sandy, are you in ISKCON Juhu perhaps? Do you know Kunti Devi? You should know her if you're Giriraj Sisya. Yeah, I'm not trying to be anything, you know. If he had dementia, the guruness is dependent upon his material brain in flesh and bone. Is that what they want to imply? Thought guruness was by Guru Tattva. It is beyond body. Well, that's what I'm saying. So Sandy, yeah, I'm making a valid point, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be any of that. I'm just saying, you got a guru who's got all these disciples. Maybe he's got hundreds of disciples. Maybe he's got 1,000 disciples. You know, and now he's incapacitated. Let's say he's got dementia. I don't know if he does or he doesn't, but I'm just saying, if he does, what happens? I mean, first of all, his care is the most important thing. They got to take care of him. And if he's got Alzheimer's or dementia, that means as it progresses, he's going to lose the ability to know what's going on. He's just not going to know. He's not going to know where he is. He's not going to know what's going on. He might get really bad and just like my uncle did. He was just like, he was just there. Like, you know, and it's sad. But let's say that happens to him. They got to take care of him. But what happens to all his disciples? They just say, well, your Guru Maharaj he has Alzheimer's. He has dementia. He can't be your guru anymore. He can't give you instructions. He can't do anything for you anymore. So you have to get a new one? I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know. The guru is spiritual, then he suddenly becomes. Well, yeah, because, you know, again, they say that the guru his body is spiritual, so there's no difference between his spiritual body and his material. But we know that's not true. But that's what they want to say. So the guru gets Alzheimer's or gets dementia, it throws everything up. And not only that, but these guys. They like to use disease as karma. Like, this is his karma. Like, it's Kali Yuga. It's his karma to get this. Like, and I don't like that. But that's what they want. This is his karma. It's a monster factory. It is. It is. These people are not holy. They're not holy. They're not loving. They don't care about one another. They despise one another. There's so much gossip and ill feelings going on at an ISKCON temple between the members, between the devotees themselves. I mean, yeah, the repressive behavior. Can you imagine? Like for me, 20. Here I go again. 20 years of, following regulative principles, doing the spiritual stuff, doing the chanting, Mangal Artiks and Guru Pujas, and going to Vrindavan and doing Parikram and doing all these things, thinking that I was doing it for a reason, and then you come to find out that it's not. It's not what you thought it was. It's not what you thought it was. And that realization is hard. It's hard. It's a tough one to go through. When I packed up my stuff and I moved out of my apartment and I went back, I didn't move that far. I went back to my parents' house where my daughter was, and I moved back there. And it was a culture shock. I had nothing to do. My whole life was being a Hare Krishna, and now I wasn't a Hare Krishna anymore. That in itself was traumatic. And you don't think it is. You go, well, you can do whatever you wanted. Yeah, but your head is fucked up. Your head's fucked up. I mean, it's not like the brainwashing just goes away. You wake up and you go, okay, but your brain is still wired. Just like even today we say that today we still have residue in our head. We still have residue of this stuff about touching food with our left hand or saying a certain thing or whatever, right? And I know because there are times during the day when I'll see something or something will happen or someone will say something and it'll remind me of an ISKCON cliche or a saying or something that happened, like, oh, that's karma, or I'm just using that as an example, but there's things that'll do that, like, oh, material nature or whatever. There's residue left over. So you can imagine if there's residue left over, you can imagine what it's like the very first day you're done. It's nothing but residue in there. It's just a whole thing of residue. And that it's painful and it's hard. Yeah, and that's the thing, Ghana, and that's the thing, is like coming to the realization that they're not spiritual in the first place. And these deities are not, these little statues are not, that's not Krishna. It's not what they say. I mean, you can still have a philosophy that there's a God and you want to love God and you want to worship God in some way, whatever. That's fine. But this stuff that they're teaching is not what they say it is. That's the bottom line. Prabhupada's not who he says he is. Bhaktisiddhanta is not who he says he is. Bhakti Vinod is not who he says he is. And the Sampradaya, the Parampara is not what they say it is. The Vedas are not what they say it is. Vedic culture is not what they say it is. The Bhagavad Gita is not as it is. It's not what they say it is. And that's the bottom line. It's just not what they say it is. It's a cult. That's the best way, that's just the best way to say it. That's the best way to say it. It's not what they say it is. They are a cult. Fake gurus, fake monks, and the majority of Prabhupada's second generation children and grandchildren are evil as hell. The ones that are left in there, yeah, the ones that stayed. I mean, what do you expect? The ones that stayed, if you worship a monster, you become one. You become one too. So I think I did enough videos, but I do want to share with you one thing before we go. I want to share with you. We're talking about how these people are monsters, and they are. I mean, they are monsters. Let me, if I could just type. So I'm going to do a little cruise down. During my research on Trivigram, I've seen like hundreds of videos of Sex Swami Trivigram, as if ISKCONites can travel back in time before the fall down. Yeah, I know. It's like I know. Isn't that weird? It's the same thing. Like I all these Bhavananda videos popping up, and Rameshwar videos popping up. It's weird how they do that. Like it's like we know what's going on. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? So I took a little cruise on the pod page, and he's just, there's so much bullshit on there. He's like Gore Hari. It's like Gore Hari. But there's something in here. I'm going to find it in a second. Okay, here it is. So again, this pod guy, he's just such a disgusting thing. So he says, it says here, Krishna devotees cancer update, and it says, 2 months ago I was diagnosed with a malignant tumor, and tomorrow morning at 8:30 I will be entering the operating room, and they want to take the tumor out. Your good vibes and some prayers are welcome and much appreciated. In any case, we are all in the hands of the Lord, and He is alone the master of our destinies. Therefore, His will would be done. So I guess we don't need to chant and do all that stuff, since the Lord's the master of our destinies anyway. So, but anyway, so he says, love and hugs to you all. Especially I want to thank my family, my son Abboy, my daughter Satvika, and my wife Damodar Priya for the encouragement and support they have offered and continue to do so during this difficult time. I thank all those friends who've shown me their affection and offered to help. Hare Krishna. So the guy's having an operation on cancer. Got cancer. He's had an operation, and he was asking for love and prayers and good vibes. And I hope everything went well for the cancer. I hope they got it all or whatever, and I hope he makes a full recovery and everything's good. Now, Pod, on the other hand, now this is a devotee. These are devotees. Pod, on the other hand, says, okay. he says, okay. In 1978, we said offering food to conditioned souls will contaminate the food offering and make people physically, mentally, and spiritually sick. And that has been happening in spades, and left, right, and center. I hate to say, I told you, but hey, I did. There is a cancer epidemic going on here and other assorted fatal ailments. Plain and simple, your servant, Pod. So that's how this super white Hindu reacts when he hears the news that one of his godbrothers, another devotee in his movement, has cancer and is having an operation. He just says, so what? I told you. It's your fault. It's your karma. You're offering food. What can I say? I don't care. That's what you get. That's what you get. That's how these people are. They got no love. They don't got love. They don't have love for themselves. They don't have love for each other. All this Prabhu, Prabhu this and Prabhu, that's all a bunch of bullshit. They don't care about nobody. They don't even care about their own people. They don't care about their own children. They don't care about their women. They don't care about themselves. They don't care. This guy's got cancer. He's got cancer. He's going to have an operation. The guy's scared. He doesn't want to die. He's got a family. He's got 2 kids, a wife. He's asking for some prayers, some good vibes, some love. And this pod guy who wants to be super white super Hindu, all he can say is, well, told you, sorry, that's your fault. That's how these people are. This is what they learn. This is what they're learning from Prabhupada in his books. To be like this, to act like this. Can't in the face of someone's cancer diagnosis, you can't even just say, hey, can everybody just wish this guy well? No, can't do that. Can't do that. Talking about monsters, man. I agree with you. I think the whole guru thing and the regular principles and all of that it's not necessary. You can, if you want to chant and be happy and throw flowers at the statue and love God, do it. Go do it. You don't have to worship pedophiles. You don't have to read the books of a pedophile. You don't have to do all that stuff. There's billions of Hindus that are worshiping Krishna and worshiping, and they don't have no friggin' pedophile guru in their way telling them what to do, telling them to shave their head and put this on and wear that. They don't do that. They don't have to do that. You don't need Gora Hari or Hot Lips or Jaya Potato Head to friggin' love God if you want to love God. It's friggin' insane. It's insanity. It's absolute insanity. And so what? So you can become an asshole like this pod guy, and somebody says they got cancer, and he's like, oh, well, hey, I told you so. This is what happens. This is what happens when you act like a fool. You get cancer. Sorry. Ugh. Friggin', that you know, I got a lot of shit to say about this guy. I don't like the guy. I got a lot of shit to say about the guy. But that's like the worst thing about him, is that he's got no fucking feelings for anybody. You know, it's just so callous. I know you don't need a forever guru to realize whatever you want to realize. You know, we're free to realize whatever we want and love whatever we want. We want to love God, love the universe, love Jupiter, whatever it is. We're free to do that. We don't need anybody's permission. You know, we don't need any. If you want to act a fool, you don't need Gora Hari's permission. Act a fool. Just act a fool. God damn it. You don't need. You don't need his. You don't need his permission. It's so fucking absolutely insane. It's fucking. Where is
the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Oh man. You know, and if it brought people really happiness, I'd say, you know, maybe there's something there. But it doesn't. It doesn't bring anybody happiness. It totally ruins people's lives. And they have to get deprogrammed if they leave the call. They have to come in here with us in order just to get their life back together, so that they don't commit suicide like Jagjivan and Janardana. Hey, Don Pearson, are you still there? Did you know Janardana? Did you know Janardana? I know there's a couple Janardanas, but this Janardana, he committed suicide back in in the 90s, sometime in the 90s. He committed suicide, and he was a friend of Jai Narayan and Radha Kunda, and a lot of these guys, Sri Maya, Chaitanya Ballabha. I don't know if you knew all those guys. But I met Janardana a couple times. He used to hang out with Radha Kunda and Bir Lakshman and Jai Narayan. And I met him a couple times. And the next thing I know, they said he killed himself. And that was really sad. It was really sad. I'm really behind on the messages, on the comments. Yeah, me too, man. Chocolate, coffee, and ganja for me too. Did you know Janardana? I know you know Radha Kunda. You didn't know Janardana. Did you know Jai Narayan? Do you know Jai Narayan? Like from Oregon, North Carolina or Oregon. Did you know him? He was a mechanic. He was always working on cars. So I'm sorry I missed so many of your comments. But No, you didn't know. You didn't know Jai Narayan. You didn't know Jai. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, it's really sad. These guys are monsters. They really are. They're just really. They have no compassion, no love. I did. You did. Oh, you're saying I did. Are you saying you did know Jai Narayan? You did know Jai Narayan? You knew the car dude. You knew Jai Narayan. Yeah, I don't know whatever happened to him. Jai Narayan is in that picture of me when I had my initiation. Jai Narayan was there. He's in the picture. No, not Janardana X Swami. This is Janardana he was an early devotee. He was a Prabhupada disciple. He was an early devotee, and I believe he was like he opened one of the first temples somewhere, like in San Diego or somewhere. He was. Yeah, that's yeah, Jai Narayan. He was a cool guy. Man, he was a cool guy. He was all right guy. I mean, for you were, yeah, in Los Angeles. So you were temple president's assistant in 77, 78, pure hell. Wow, I wonder. Yeah, I didn't know him that well because he was always traveling around. He was always traveling around, but he'd come in, he'd stop in, and he would visit with my friend, and we would have these like little meetings every now and then, from my memory, and it'd be like Sri Maya, Jai Narayan, Janardana, Radhakunda, Bir Lakshman, Sarvabhauma. You remember Sarvabhauma, of course. Sarvabhauma, and you left and went to work at Fate. So yeah, we know a lot of the same. We know a lot of the same people. I know you know Sarva. I know you know Sarvabhauma and of course, Svavas and a bunch of other people, and I'm sure you know Jagadambika and Rabindranath. You probably know Rabindranath. He was like the head pujari, and Ram Das. I'm sure you knew all those guys. Of course, I came way later. But those guys were all like leftovers. They were leftovers. So I know you knew some of them, a bunch of them. I know you knew a bunch of them. Well, listen, everybody, this has been great. I'm having so much fun, man. Been 3 hours today. Don and I bonding now because we Don Pearson and I were bonding because we know the same people. We know a bunch of the same people. Yeah, I met a couple of the guys. They kept saying, "Yeah, I built that museum. Well, of course, and Nara Narayan. You know Nara Narayan. You knew Nara Narayan, and a bunch of these guys. I can't think of their names now, but they'll come back to me. That's so funny. That's so funny. You want to do Wheel of Idiot? You want to do Wheel of Idiot before I leave? Okay, I got it right here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? I see. I'm ready. I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you, Ghana. I'm ready for you. I got it right here. The Fate was the museum in L.A. In L.A., there's a museum. There's a little. It's a little walk-through museum, like a Hollywood wax museum type thing. A little wax museum, and there's like the Bhagavad Gita verses there, and the soul going through all the bodies. It's like a little wax museum, and that's what that is. Okay, so we got people already wagering On the wheel of idiot, we got yellow. We got Eliana with yellow, and we got AJ. See, I remembered AJ with red, and we got Weird Planet going with green. We need a blue up there, and nobody is picking any individual. You guys playing it safe. You guys are playing it safe. I'm gonna go with, who am I gonna pick today? I'm gonna pick Namaras. I'm gonna pick Namaras. See if we get them going again. All right, let's fake human always wins. It's rigged. Yeah, well, he's fake human. He should win. Fake human. What did fake human hasn't picked anything yet? Fake human's picking yellow. We got yellow. Okay. And I don't know what happened to my internet. I'm looking a little glitchy all of a sudden. I think I might be having some internet problems. Let's do it. We're gonna spin the wheel. Let's get the wheel going here, and boom, boom, boom. Hey, it's Kripa Moya Das. Somebody's guru. We got Kripa Moya Das. He snuck in there. I don't know how he snuck in there, but let's see if we can find a video of his. Let me get out of here. Who was the disciple of Kripa Moya that came in here like my guru is Kripa Moya? I forget who it was. So who won? That was in the blue. Don is a big winner, and Jai Ganapati and Ghana. Oh, so we have the two Prabhupada disciples are the winners today, and Ghana. All right. So good luck next time, everybody. All you losers out there. Yeah, congratulations on that. And we have Kripa Moya Das. So let's see how we can find this guy. I don't even know if he's got. Let's see. If I can't find it, there we go. Yeah, we got him, of course. I think this is him. Oh, what? Oh, maybe he doesn't have, no, he doesn't have, okay. Oh, here we go. I found one. I found a video. Let's see what we got here. Here we go. There he is. Oh, he's super white Hindu. He's white super Hinduing. He's white super Hinduing away there, man. He's really getting into it. He is really getting into it. Oh, this is too funny. This is too funny. Here we go. Oh my god, that was fun. Thanks, Creepa Moya. I needed that. I needed a little of that ecstatic symptoms there. Listening to that. Listening to that. Listening to that Gora Hari and all his bullshit. I needed a little cleansing. That's funny. That's too funny. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was fun. Dancing squirrels. Dancing squirrels. That's too funny. Oh my goodness. Oh man. All right. Hey everybody, I've had so much fun as usual. I can't thank you enough. Creepy Moya. Creepy Moya. I can't thank you enough. I really can't. I can't thank you enough for joining me on this crazy, wacky Krishna Watch world where we raise awareness about ISKCON. We help people that are stuck in this cult to see that there's life after this cult, that they can get out, they can join us, they can come in here, and there's a whole support group ready to accept them in. I mean, just come on in and join the fun and get your life back. You can do it. We're here for you. We're all here for you. And what a group. You know, you got me, you got Don. I mean, Don's an old Prabhupada disciple. I mean, if anybody knows Don, we got Don, we got Joe Lynn, we got Jai Ganapati, another Prabhupada disciple. And then, of course, we got Duke of Squirrels and Eliana and AJ. We got, a great group here. And of Rafael. I mean, Rafael is, my producer. What else can I say? And we got fake human, and we got everything, and we have everything here for you. We're waiting here for you. We've got
the whole world gone crazy. Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
We got everything, so we want you to just walk away.
Just walk away. There has been too much violence, too much pain. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror. Just walk away.
So we want you to walk away. Come join us. Come to our side. Come join us on our side, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. And remember, Rath Yatra is coming up, so we're gonna do something about that. We got to get together, figure out how we can counter all their Rath Yatra propaganda and raise awareness about this. So I want to thank you all so much. I can't thank you enough. I am getting so much therapy out of this. I really am. This is the therapy I never knew I needed. Okay, this is the therapy I never knew I needed. So everybody, yes, peace, Don. Peace to you, man. You're my new buddy, man. You know my old friend. You know my old friends, my old stomping ground. Thanks to everyone. So everybody, please have a great day, great night. I'm not going to go through the names today, unfortunately. I know you guys are all sad. I'm not going to do that. But Travis and everybody, I want to thank you all. Please have a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening. If you're hungry, have a great brunch. Please have some great luck and stay out of a cult. And for all you people watching, all you new millions of viewers out there, this is where you get to see me when I was once a Hare Krishna. So thanks, everybody.